So it is 5:15. Welcome to Vespers, everyone. My name is Beth Doucette. I went by Beth Solitz at camp because I wasn't married yet. I attended camp from 1999 to 2007. And then I came back for one more summer in 2011 because I just couldn't stay away after I graduated from physical therapy school. I also did, I attended Camp Winning Spirit for a number of years, which was wonderful. And I love camp. Camp is very much a part of me. I married someone from camp. I think a lot of people know. And I have two little boys that will be going to camp that I'm very excited to have them be part of the next Coniston generation. That's right, I'm supposed to say what I did. I was a camper for 3 years. I was a CIT in 2002. And then I did gymnastics for a while. I did, what else did I do? Oh, I was assistant waterfront director, and I was a CIT director in 2007 with Eric Ryder, who is also my prom date. And I don't think he's on here right now, and I'm gonna have something to say about that, but that's okay, anywho. And then I was also campfire coordinator, which was one of my favorite jobs, actually, because it was just so much fun to do. So when I first found out I was doing Vespers, which I was very honored about, I thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna do something funny because we all need laughter, and you know, I'm good at that. Like, I can make people laugh, and that was one of the best things that I did at camp, I felt like. Hopefully people agree with that. But then I realized, you know, with everything going on and whatnot, I think I wanted to be a little bit more vulnerable about things. So my Vespers today is about active listening. And Caitlin Elbert gave me that term, active, because that's what we should be saying. So not just passive listening of where you're listening and then you're waiting for the next person, or the person to stop speaking so you can speak again. A true active listening. And I think that's one of the most instrumental roles that we can have in our community. And I learned this, I really do believe I learned this from camp. And I have two examples from camp that I wanted to share. Sorry if I'm looking down on my phone. I have notes, by the way, so just so I don't forget everything. So the first example that I have with active listening was someone actively listening to me. And I was a camper. I was, I think, maybe in G16, I want to say. And my counselor, Chris Maggs, who is one of my all-time favorite counselors, she, for whatever reason, could sense that I was this camper that I needed to get things out. I'm a bit dramatic, and I needed to talk. And I just needed to talk about my issues, whatever they may have been. And so I remember having these private conversations with her, and she just let me talk. And I really don't even know what it was. It was probably very silly things, you know, probably about Eric Ryder dumping me or something. But, you know, it just was, I think, the first time in my life where someone really was listening to me, and listening to me with intent. And I just remember that feeling of feeling so validated that I felt listened. And I'll never forget that. And I think that was kind of the spark of how important that was. So, I forgot my notes. So then the next thing, jump forward a couple of years. I was maybe my third year on staff, I think. So, you know, I thought I was a hot shot. I think I felt like, oh, I'm not a lit anymore. I know my stuff. I know what I'm doing. And I remember, and I'll never forget this, I remember JD, who was the assistant director at the time, came up to me, and I mean this, she was not attacking me at all. She was telling me something, saying, hey, you know, Beth, this camper overheard something that you might have said, and the camper is really upset. And I just wanted to clear the air and make sure, you know, that it wasn't intentional or what happened, but I wanted to let you know about this. And I apparently, and I'm not even sure what I had said, but it was something that I had made this camper upset, that I'd said something that had offended her. And my first reaction is to defend myself, to say, what? No, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's obviously not, like, I'm such a good counselor. Like, I could never do that. And I think though, what the real lesson of what that was I needed to not be defensive. I needed to realize that this camper, even though I didn't intend to make her feel bad, this camper felt bad. She was hurt. And I needed to listen to that. And I needed to learn from that I need to watch what I say here, that even if I was joking about something, or even if I was, who knows, if I was talking about someone else, which I shouldn't have been talking about someone else, regardless, I needed to realize that campers are always listening to me, that I'm a role model, and that it's my job to make sure that I am, owning up to mistakes and then being able to change myself from that. And that's, I think, was really important. And I think the way that JD told me, she did it in a very, not attacking way, which was wonderful. But even if she did do it in an attacking way, I still needed to listen to what the message was that someone felt hurt. And I think that's a really important lesson. And I learned that at camp. And so those were two things that I think I learned at camp so much. And I'm a physical therapist now, although I'm currently not working, but I'm hopefully actually starting soon. But one of the things as a physical therapist, I think I brought those things that I learned to being a good physical therapist. And I say this all the time. I'm not a great physical therapist because of the manual skills I do, or the, all the knowledge that I might know and the medical stuff that I may know. I'm a good physical therapist because I listen to people. The very first thing that you have to do when you're trying to help someone is let them tell their story, is to say, what's going on? How can I help you? And I have to truly listen to them so that they trust me and that they feel that, oh, okay, she understands what's hurting. And I can come back with all the medical jargon in the world and blah, blah, blah. But if I'm not truly listening to that patient, I'm not going to get anywhere. And I think that's probably one of the most valuable lessons that I have learned. So again, I owe that to camp. So, I think there's a lot going on in the world right now. But I think as a predominantly white community, which we are, and I think we want to certainly embrace everyone, and we do, I think the first thing that we have to do is to listen, to truly listen, to try to understand what people are saying about COVID, of how to stay safe, what people are saying about the Black Lives Movement, and listen to that. And then, of course, we can't just stop there. We need to do something. I actually need to treat a patient, and I actually need to try to help solve their problem. But again, it has to start with listening. So I invite you all to actively listen to one of my favorites as a kid. Oh, and here's my son. If you want to come say hi, sweetie? Yeah, so this is my son, Nolan. This is Nolan. You want to read the book with me? So I invite you all to actively listen to one of my favorite books. So instead of playing a song, I'm going to read you one of my favorite books that I've been reading to Nolan, and it's called We're Different, We're the Same. Oh, there we go. So.
No.
Nolan wants to stay, so we can have him stay. We're different.
Mom, can I eat them?
Yeah, bribery. So way to go, huh? All right, so we're different. Our noses are different. We're the same. Our noses are the same. They breathe and sniff and sneeze and whiff. Our hair is different. Our hair is the same. It grows on us in several places. It warms our heads and frames our faces. Our mouths are different. Our mouths are the same. Their lips form the words we say and smile when it's a happy day. Our skin is different. Our skin is the same. It tells us something's cold or hot, or wet or dry. It knows a lot. Muscles and bones are wrapped inside it. We all have blood and skin to hide it. It keeps in warmth. It keeps out dirt. It warns us so we don't get hurt. Our eyes are different. Our eyes are the same. They see, they blink, they weep, they wink. Our bodies are different. Our bodies are the same. They stretch and bend and work and play. They all need food and rest each day. They dance and wiggle and ride a bike. They might look different, but they're all alike. Our feelings are different. Our feelings are the same. Lonely, worried, scared, excited, happy, loving, glad, delighted. We're the same. We're different. That's what makes the world such fun. Many kinds of people, not just one. A rainbow would be boring if it were only green or blue. What makes a rainbow beautiful is that it has every hue. So aren't you glad you look like you? We're different. We're the same. We're wonderful. And I think all of you are wonderful, and I encourage you all to actively listen to our wonderful community and to other wonderful communities as well. And that was probably pretty fast, and I don't know what to do. Oh, I think we take a minute to reflect on that. Yo. Thanks, Ryder. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. You say bye? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see all the people? Yeah. I love you too.
Mama.
Oh, hi. I hope that was okay, John.
Great job, Beth. Thank you.
Okay. I hope it was all right. I was very nervous. I don't know how to leave.
It's okay.
Should I stay?
Stay. You do you.
Okay, I'll stay. I'll stay. I'll stay.
I don't want this to end. I really don't.
I know. I wish this was just every night. Ryder, sorry I called you out. I just didn't see you at first.
Yeah, it's
Oh God, you got unmuted.
Oh yeah, I can unmute.
I let that happen now.
Supposed to.
Yeah, I got back from a bike ride, was gonna sign on, and I already got called out.
Of course you did.